Well, good morning, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And today is Sunday. I'd say it's June 22nd, maybe? I can never remember what day it is. Hang on a second, I'll have a look. Yes, it's June 22nd. So we're going to start the Sunday fireside chat off with a nice hearty breakfast this morning. There now, look at that. We'll get that into us here this morning. And this breakfast is called dinner not required. Anyway, one for me and one for her. My cat don't get any. Anyway, we'll get on with the chat here after a little bit. Well, after a great breakfast and I clean up a little bit, and there we are, all set for the rest of the Sunday afternoon fireside chat. But it's not all going to be done in the afternoon. Some of it's done in the morning, and there won't be any fire today. So I'll switch you around here and let you have a look, and it's a nice day for sure. So we're sunny here today. Not real clear blue skies, it's like a high cloud, but it's definitely sunny and nice and warm. Well, we got 19 degrees here at the moment. That would be 67 degrees Fahrenheit. South wind at 9 miles an hour, so really no wind to speak of. And I think there could be a little bit of rain later. It's supposed to cloud over and rain, I think, a little bit. Rain overnight, and then the rest of the week right up to next Saturday is looking pretty good. So, and not real hot. Now Tuesday is 82, so that's kind of getting up there. Anyway, busy week here this past week, and I'm going to be busy again next week. Have to start thinking ahead as to what to do. So we got the side of the house here ready to paint. I'm not looking forward to that, that's for sure. And just like other people that don't like to paint. And really, the scraping is the worst than the painting. Anyway, that's cedar shingles, so cedar shingles don't seem to like having paint on them because they're kind of an oil-based wood, I guess. And paint just don't stick to it very well. And I've used primers that they said at the paint shops to do the priming and the blah blah blah, but I'll do this, do that, do that thing, and it still ends up looking like that. So, although it's been years since I've done it, but still, I think the more you fuss with it, I don't think it's any better really. You just whack the paint to it and that's it, instead of doing all this priming and foolishness and going on. I don't know if it really does any good. So, there we are. We're going to go down to the garage here now, and we have something else to show you here. We seem to have a load of wood on. So I'm going to pick away at that. Get that in the garage today, tomorrow, the next day, and the day after. I'm in no rush, just do a little bit at a time and it'll get done. I did take a few out yesterday out of this corner here and put them in. I was just walking back and forth at a snail's pace after, it was yesterday afternoon when I got home, so I loaded all that wood on over at my son's place, and then I did 2 or 3 hours of grass cutting over there, and then we We did some work on the poor old truck here. I needed a new holder for the hookup here, so that was completely rusted away and fell off. But had been on there for 12 to 13 years, I guess. So anyway, yeah, and we got looking at the truck, and oh, I put my summer tires on too. Look at that. So we got some scratches on the trailer already, stuffed up and putting wood in, so that's good. She broke in now, so don't have to worry about the paint anymore. All right, we'll get into the garage here and we'll have a look around. All right, so on this next row here, I kind of brought in, like I say, I was just walking back and forth from here to the trailer late yesterday afternoon, just at a snail's pace, and I'd pick up 4 or 5 or 3 pieces of wood and go back in at a snail's pace and set them up here. So it's surprising how much I get in. Actually came up from these square pieces, that's how much I get in. So hard to see with me being up close here, I guess. Anyway, so you can see those square pieces there. And yeah, probably got about a foot up. You see the spray 9 there. Well, as I was doing this yesterday afternoon, and I was done, and I was just kind of looking at it, and all of a sudden I seen a whole bunch of them little tiny spiders on it. Well. You know, them little nests of about 1,000,000 spiders in them, so they were all spread out and all over the place here, so they get a little going with the spray 9. That kind of does them in, and I just seen a few here this morning, so I'll give them another little going, and that takes care of them. I've already gotten a couple of those nests already this year. Just you see them somewhere, I give them a little blast. All right, well, I'm going to have a sit down here, and we'll have a quick chat, and then we'll get on to the stickers. All right, we're going to continue on here with our Sunday afternoon fireside chat, which is still in the morning, but noontime is coming. I got my rosy cup with my nice water in it, and the other thing I was doing on the side of the house there where I scraped the top last 4 rows, the wife did all the rest of it from the bottom up to that point, so she was determined to get that done, so there we are. Anyway, while I was scraping, I was kind of fixing as I was going, and I got one of my father's tools, of course, and it's nice that it's magnetic. So I'll take one off here just in case. You can see the thing is magnetic. So I had these little nails, and this would be my father's nail punch, and that little glass has got all these little nails. I was just down a little too far to get them, so it's kind of neat that that's magnetic and it pulls a few out at a time. Anyway, what I was doing was there's some loose shingles and different things like that. Some of them are split and things like that, so I figured I'd fix them as I was going. So what I do is I take the nail and I put it in head first into the shingle, and then hit the point here with the hammer and kind of make a hole into the shingle. So while you did that, you dullened the point so that when you turned it around and hammered it in, it didn't split the shingle. There now. So a little tip from I don't know what I'm doing carpentry. Anyway, well, it worked out great. So I got a few more to do there on the bottom and stuff. So that'll be done before I see how we're going to paint this thing. So while we're on that subject, I know some of the YouTubers, or one in particular, doesn't like painting. And I don't like doing plumbing work, which is I was doing that this week in the house, trying to fix leaky taps. So I get about the same feeling as he does when he doesn't want to do painting. So anyway, I'm going to try this electric sprayer that I bought at Princess Auto last year to paint the trailer out here, which I didn't use. So I'm going to see if that'll work and spray the house. Anybody ever use one or have any tips, let me know. I guess all it is a little built-in compressor that pressurizes the tank where the paint is and sprays it out. I guess that's how it works. Yeah, so I gotta do some of that, fix some of them shingles yet. So anyway, that'll come along. And what else did we want to talk about? I had a couple of things on my mind, and then, you know me, I'm going to forget them. So, I was over at my son's place yesterday, as usual, and cutting grass. So I used the 51 TEA 20 Ferguson tractor. It worked great, and the Beefco 6-foot rear finish mower and rear discharge worked great also, and so no oil all over the top of it like there was the last time I used it. So the seal must have fixed the problem, and on we go. So that's good. And like I say, I loaded the trailer with wood there too. So I was kind of wore out here yesterday afternoon. Sure, it'd be nice to have a power steering tractor. The Armstrong power steering is getting weaker and weaker. Anyway, so a few things. What else was? Oh yes, yeah. The loader. I never even used the loader this week, so the loader jobs are kind of coming down to a crawl in a way. There is more to do, but we just haven't been at them, I guess. So, but there's not as many to do now. It's a great thing to have a loader. Holy cats, it works great. Yeah. So Gator must have done a lot of work with that loader, because if he enjoyed it like the way I enjoy it, I'm sure he always would be finding something for it to do. Coming up, what's coming up? Well, I've got to finish the wall on the house there, and then holy cats, you know, there's 3 more walls after that, and I know I'm not going to get to that this year. And then there's 4 walls on this garage here. Oh no, it's painting is just scraping is the worst, and painting is right next in line. So what else am I thinking of here? Oh yes, yeah. I'm gonna try and get my stove out. My stove that's down here that is not on today, and get the outside casing off of it and see if I can fix it. And so that means loader will have to come home. Well, it doesn't have to, but it would be easier to get the top off of it. And what I'm hoping to do is put the stove up on sawhorses there and on a piece of plywood. Then it'd make it easier to work at. So the loader would do that. I fixed the stove before, of course, and wrestled with the outside casing and got it off, and then I fixed the stove, on the floor kind of thing. But the loader would make it a little bit easier, that's for sure. So there's a job for it coming up. Sir Dave's favorite tractor may go outside for a little while I'm into fixing that wood stove, just to give myself a little bit more room. And my son says, well, why don't you take it over to his place and we could store it inside. I said, yeah, well, we'll see, I guess. I don't know. It's been outside before, so it can be outside again, I think. But the less it is outside, the better, that's for sure. What else is there now? Yeah, it's still kind of just hazy with the cloud and still sunny out, so no sign of clouds and rain yet, so that's good. I better get to the stickers, I guess, before I get this too long. All right, we're going to get at the stickers here and go over them and see how that goes today, how many I can remember. Anyway, I'm still not watching everybody's videos, and I'm not commenting as much, but anyway, it's just the way it goes. Busy. All right, so we got to start with Grampy's Workshop. That's what we always do. So Grampy's Workshop. Now, Grampy had a good one there on Friday. It was about the night vision goggles that he won from Little Griff Off Grid, Alberta. Don had a giveaway there, so Grampy won those. I guess it was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now he won them. Or maybe 2 weeks, I can't remember. But anyway, so he was. You'd have to go and watch because he's got his team of TNN Newswork people that's were covering this night vision goggle thing. So you better go and watch that. It was pretty funny. So then we have Murphy Mowers. Yes, sir. I haven't seen that yet. The Murphy Mowers. My camera up where I'm supposed to be. And Lee has a video there on repairing a belt problem on the tractor, so I got to get to watch that. Garden Tractor Boy, they're working on the 706 wheel horse, and they ended up getting to the event that they wanted to take it to. And so the video is partly before the event and partly after the event. So there was a pretty good video on that, and they were talking, or Joseph was talking about what they were doing with the tractor and what they've got to do to it yet, and what happened at the show. They had a little bit of trouble there, I guess, with something. So, and I guess this is quite a show that they were at, so they took a video of that, so that's coming up, I think, this week, he said. So it's, I guess, one of the biggest shows in the UK for tractors and vehicles and things like that, I think. So yeah, that's going to be a good video. So we'll continue on here. I've kind of lost my thought here. Len's Keeping Busy. Len's Keeping Busy is changed his name to Len's Firewood Creations, I believe it is. Len, you'll have to send me a new sticker. Oh dear. Anyway, and then we have backyard, or in the backyard with Dell. Well, now I seen Dell today on John from frickin' Jeep. I watch John every day pretty well, and here was Dale on his channel today, or on today's video. So Dale apparently picked up a Ford tractor, so I'm kind of waiting to see what that is. I'm sure there'll be a video on that, I hope. So yeah. And then we have GBL, the Old Church 5-Acre Homestead. Open Air Adventure also has changed the name to Firewood Adventure. And I think Kenny is sending me a new sticker, but just to get that updated. RCAF Polar Express, Dave, what was Dave doing? I didn't get to see that video yet. No, he's got his backhoe on, so he shows you tips and tricks on how to do that, and he was talking about some firewood too, and something to do with his trail camera that he has mounted on his garage, I think it is. Maintenance with Mike was out for a drive on his land there up through a road that he has up. I don't know how long this road is, but he's only about halfway through it and clearing it and making it drivable. So that was a good video. And Brock at Lewis Mowers and Boats. What did Brock do? I think he fixed up a riding mower here this past week. Oh yeah, I took the cover off of it, and it was had the mouse condo in it. It's full of holy cats. Makes you wonder how they get so much stuff in there. Anyway, they chewed the coil wire off, I think, too, and so he's got that all fixed up and going. Then we have Rick's Outdoors. I didn't get to see that video yet either, but they went through. There's a park there that you can go camping and this, that, and the other thing there. So they took a drive through there, just kind of explaining what's what there. I think, like I say, I didn't get to see it yet. Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewoods is kind of cutting back on the YouTube stuff a little bit for now. So yeah, well, just the way it is. I think most of you know what I'm, or go through the same kind of thing I do. I'm just getting too many things to do, and yeah. Anyway, hopefully it'll come back. I don't know if I'll ever post every day again, but that could happen. Just depends on what's going on. And Twin Brook Acres. Rick had an airplane, small airplane out for a run. I didn't know he was a pilot. Same sort of airplane that Dave has, I guess, so same size or whatever. So yeah, nice little video there. Everyday projects. Mr. Craig got 100% on his test of how a propane fireplace works. Yes, sirree. I did that kind of work for too many years. Anyway, good for you, Craig. You did a great job of explaining all that, and it's easily seen that you could be a teacher explaining things by the way you do it on your cardboard and things like that, and how you explain it. It's a great job. Gravely Man Small Engine Repair, Artie. I don't know if Artie sold this machine yet or not. He had it up for sale. In my busy little shop, Robert. Always busy there in his shop. Great leather worker and tool restorer. The Log Father. Seen one today. I'm behind about 4 or 5 videos on Log Father, but I did catch to see one today. So he was just kind of getting up on his firewood business and stuff, and he's got his processor up and running again. He had some trouble with that, so. And Family Firewood, I didn't get to see that one yet, but apparently they had a log there that the New Holland 75 horsepower tractor wouldn't even lift to get on the mill. That's what I think I saw there on the introduction. So, Big Sons, Big Sons was cutting grass. I seen something there this week. Yeah, he's cutting grass. Well, that's what he does. So, God Raven, seen one this morning there from Brian is milling and putting the floor on his new house that he's building there. And then we have Tucker and I out and about and outdoors in the 608. Larry Cluck outdoors. And Ross on the lands. Club Dora. K&L Firewood. Gator's World. What was Gator doing? Oh yeah, he was planing some wood. It's forget now what it was that he said it was. Cherry wood, I think, and I'm not sure what he's going to do with the planed wood, but he was planing it anyway. And he's fixing up something around the windows or the doorways or something, I think. And then we have the Bradleys on Catbird Hill. John had a piece of equipment there to kind of chew up the overgrown growth around his trees there that he wants to get cut down, so that was quite a machine. Father and son outdoors. And Tractor Talk with Gary. Well, Gary and Barb were out on vacation there a couple of weeks ago, so there's a video on some of the places they went. I'm thinking this is where they went on this vacation, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, some nice scenery there. Some places a little bit too steep for my liking. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the roadways on the sides of hills are just not for me. No. Then we have Steve, Rusty Wrench Restorations. Steve had his restored John Deere 70 skid loader named Skiddy, taking some wood off the truck and taking it into the backyard for the bonfire. So, and we still have Steve's other one up here, Rusty Wrench Restorations, and then we have Adirondack Woodsman. Jeff is still at the cutting and splitting, I'd say. So there you go. We're all caught up on what's what. So I have no idea how long this is. So I guess that's just the way it's going to be. All right. We'll see you again sometime. Have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.